Welcome back. We're going to just get going right on your questions right now. The first one from our reader, Trippin, asks, will Wall Street ever have the robust era of bravado and capitalism again, or will it imitate what it once was following the Washington, D.C. dictates? This actually fundamentally misunderstands the relationship between business and government. Wall Street isn't following diktats from Washington, D.C. It's dictating to Washington, D.C. the policies that it thinks will help it make the most money. Government and big business work hand in hand to rip you off. If you really want to check out a great example of this, you should read my younger brother's book, Obamonomics, in quality bookstores everywhere. Next question. Do you believe government stats are unmanipulated? Of course government stats are not unmanipulated. The very fact of collecting things like the GDP or unemployment, all aggregate stats are manipulative in their very function. Real economy doesn't work like that. It's individuals exchanging things with each other. Anytime you try to create a giant aggregate economic statistic, you're manipulating things just from the start. Next question. Do you think that Goldman is unfairly bashed by the mainstream media? It depends exactly what you mean by that. I do think that Goldman Sachs has managed to make a lot of money in part because it is getting very cheap funding from the government. On the other hand, I don't think that they are a vampire squid manipulating markets that is destroying American capitalism. So yes, they probably are being unfairly bashed, partly just out of jealousy over their success. Next question. This one comes from a Goldman employee. Should I spend my bonus money on a Bentley or an Aston Martin? Obviously, you should buy an Aston Martin. I know James Bond, you know, in the very first James Bond book, Casino Royale, he drove a Bentley. But these days, Bentleys are for gangster rappers. If you really want to get a quality car, go for the Aston Martin. Next question. Is it time to sell yet? Let's see. Tails, it's time to sell. Next question. If Mr. Spock were a financial advisor, what school of thought would he find the most logical? I think Spock would be a high-frequency trader. Next, Dave in Denver. In which direction will water spin when you flush a toilet in Australia? Clockwise or counterclockwise? Trick question, Dave. Actually, the volume of water in a toilet is too small to be affected by the Coriolis effect. What really happens and what really controls the direction of which way the water spins is what way the water is directed by the toilet. It doesn't matter which side of the equator you're on. Finally, Ghost of 29, a regular commenter and reader, asks, when you see Clusterstock readers mocking Joe more than they mock you, do you feel relieved or oddly jealous? Obviously, I'm oddly jealous. I too want to be mocked like Joe.